Alfonso Cuarón's dystopian film Children of Men (2006) immerses the audience into the bleak city of London, placed in 2027, where global infertility has stripped society of morality and conscience, and thus all sense of hope. The film follows a nihilistic past activist, Theo, as he moves through the now heavily militarized, violent England, tasked with protecting the world's first pregnant woman in 18 years, Key, an endangered refugee. Through the use of immersive long takes, handheld camera work, and desaturated mise-en-scene, Cuarón aligns the audience with Theo's perspective, enhancing realism and further highlighting Theo's response to the high-stakes danger he faces as the film progresses. Through Theo's unexpected redemption arc from stagnant, hopeless man to sacrificial savior, depicted through the use of characterization and symbolism, Cuarón portrays the film's overall themes of hope and redemption. Cuarón ultimately suggests to the audience that hope is not a feeling, but a choice we as humans must choose every day, with it never too late for one to reclaim their conscience. In early scenes of the film, Cuarón uses characterization to portray Theo as a stagnant man, one without motivation, ambition, or hope. Theo's lack of hope and thus disillusionment from society are reflected in Cuarón's stylistic choices, of which include bleak mise-en-scene, expressionless body language, and juxtaposition. Theo's muted clothing, paired with slouched body language and vacant facial expressions visible in scenes such as his train ride home from work and the announcement of Diego's death, elicit a sense of internal emptiness, emphasized to the audience through immersive handheld camera work. Theo's clear lack of emotion, in contrast to the rest of society, signifies profound apathy and initial detachment, further expressing his tolerance and acceptance to the new misery-ridden, violent society. Furthermore, Cuarón highlights Theo's addictive reliance of alcohol, cigarettes, and marijuana, which all serve as a coping mechanism for his loss of purpose in life. This positions the audience to view Theo as a flawed byproduct of a dying society, rather than a traditional hero. Though the world around him is made of dark tones and grim, minimal lighting, further reflecting his mindset, Theo lacks the ambition required to make a difference. Ultimately, Cuarón highlighting Theo's profound lack of hope in early scenes allows the audience to measure the magnitude of his redemptive journey that begins as he is reluctantly burdened with the responsibility of Key and her baby. As the film progresses, Cuarón uses a variety of cinematography such as handheld camera work, framing, and diegetic sound to articulate Theo's transformation from passive observer to active participant. In contrast to earlier scenes, which utilize slow tracking shots, the camera work shifts to an intense, shaky, and immersive style in scenes such as Julian's death, reflecting Theo's first signs of internal panic. During Julian's death, close-shot framing pulls the audience into the passenger seat, expressing Theo's frantic movement and increased facial expressions, such as the widening of eyes, in contrast to early scenes where he lacked emotion. Furthermore, the increased volume of diegetic sounds such as gunshots and screaming stress the authenticity of the scene to the audience, making Theo's internal panic feel more realistic. Through handheld camera work and increased diegetic sound, Cuarón displays to the audience the spiritual reawakening of Theo as he progresses from a bystander amidst the chaos to active participant with a purpose. Through centralized framing, Theo's significance is emphasized to the viewer, hinting at the start of his redemption arc and ultimately suggesting he is becoming the unexpected hero of the film. As the film reaches its climax, Cuarón uses long takes and symbolism to finalize the transformation of Theo's character arc. Particularly in the Bexhill escape sequence, a 6-minute uninterrupted long take is used to follow Theo, highlighting his bravery as he searches for Key in the midst of death. The camera follows as he covers Key and her baby through blood-spouting warfare, signifying his transformation from reluctant participant to unlikely savior. Furthermore, when Theo delivers the film's main symbol of hope, Key's baby, he doesn't hesitate to use the last of his once precious alcohol to sanitize his hands. The flask physically is the same, but now holds a different purpose, reflecting to the audience how he's changed as a person. Finally, the most important part of Theo's eventual sacrifice is how his death occurred after the danger had gone, proving to the viewer he did everything possible to ensure Key's safety. As a close shot homes in on Theo's final moments, the once shaky camera work slows down, almost becoming still, visually representing to the viewer Theo's inner peace. By sacrificing himself for a future in which he once believed was pointless, Chiron positions the audience to view Theo's sacrifice as the ultimate act of redemption. Ultimately, Alfonso Cuarón reinforces the idea that hope is a deliberate, ongoing choice, with Theo's character transformation demonstrating it is never too late to gain back one's moral conscience. Theo's transformation, formed through the use of immersive cinematography, characterization, and symbolism, challenges the audience to reflect on their own sense of hope and persistence, especially in overwhelming or uncomfortable environments. The film reminds the viewer that even in the darkest of times, the choice to act with purpose can redefine your life.